Hi everyone, based on the recent poll that we have done on Instagram, we found out that 76% of the people are actually concerned about the upcoming home-based learning. So I will be filming a series of more casual videos in hope to keep everyone company during this period of time. Hopefully it will give you guys some ideas and some inspiration on how to pass time during this period where you are mostly stuck at home. At the same time, I'm also hoping that I can use this as a chance to practice getting better and more comfortable in front of the camera. And yeah, so it will be more casual and there will be hopefully less editing so that we can roll out more videos. Alright, so since home-based learning is going to take place really soon, what we can start doing now is to get ready for that. And today's topic will be to set an action plan for the upcoming home-based learning period. I have designed a little template on PowerPoint which you can use to guide you along this process. So I invite you to check out the link at the bottom, or if not, grab a piece of paper and a pen and we shall get into it. Alright, if you were to pull out our template right here, you can see that I have already put in place a few categories that we can start working on. So that will be actually the first step that we are going to start doing, which is to put down the main aspects of your life. So personally, I found that it can be categorized into three main aspects, which are your work life, your social life, and of course, yourself. And within work, social, and self, we can then look deeper into that and think about what are the various things that fall into this category. So take for example, for work, for myself, it will be School of Success. And if you are a student, it can be your various subjects that you are preparing for. And you can actually leave a tab for each one of them. We shall quickly put in all the categories that you can think about in each of the aspects. You can ignore those descriptors and the ratings because that's for step number 2 and 3. So right now we can just think about the main categories and duplicate this template for the rest of them. Okay, so check out the screen. So I will duplicate. One quick way for you to duplicate is to press onto Option on a Mac, or you can use Control if I'm mistaken. Control on a Windows and just drag, select and drag. Okay, then it will duplicate. Okay, so other than School of Success, I'd like to contribute to the community. Okay, so maybe I'll just fast forward this progress and you can check out how it looks like afterwards. Oh yes, another quick tip, you can also hold on to the shift button so that it will stay aligned while you are dragging the duplication. Okay, so that's how I am basically dragging everything and trying to keep them in alignment. So other than family, okay, so let's fast forward that again. So at this point in time, I have filled up for work and social. I think that's about it. And going to move on into the self portion. Alright, so I'm more or less done. I actually have thought through what are the main categories for myself, so I kind of did this pretty quickly. One important thing for you to take note of is to keep it loose and don't be overly critical about everything. Don't be too worried about the alignment, don't be too worried about anything else. The whole idea is to enjoy this process and find out more about yourself. You will realize that you may get some interesting insights about yourself as you go through this process. Alright, so take your time, pause this video, put your phone aside and just tap into yourself and get along with this process. And I will see you once you are done with this segment. Hi, welcome back. So I suppose that you are pretty happy with your progress so far. Don't worry, you can always go back and add or edit any of the things inside. And that's why I think that this digital version has its perks in those aspects because your work won't be too messy. Yep, so now we can go into step 2 and 3. Step 2 and 3 is actually quite interchangeable, and if you can see the template on the screen right here, you may have a certain idea of what this whole thing is about. What step 2 and 3 is about is to, based on your gut sense, give yourself a general rating. So for example, over here, I feel that I can do more for my family perhaps. So I will give myself a rating of 6, for example. And you see all these square boxes at the bottom. I thought that it's a cute way to visualize what is this whole thing about. So you can click on this and double tap to and go to shape format. And under shape fill, you can change the color of it. So since I've given myself a rating of 6, I will shade 6 boxes. If you have written the rating as step number 2, then you can move on to writing some description as step number 3. So under here, perhaps I can say that. So you can delete away the descriptor and type something new. For example, we would like to spend more time with family and improve on communication, help out more with housework. Yep. So these are some examples of descriptors that I can think of for myself. So after thinking about it, I feel that perhaps this rating should change, and feel free to do that. So maybe I feel that I may not be at a 6, I may be at a 5. Then by all means, okay, so by all means, jump back, change your rating, and follow up from there. And there we go. And we are done for one segment. And you can continue with this for the rest of the categories, and take your time, be honest, but also remember to be kind with yourself. Don't give yourself a single rating or rate yourself as 0 for everything, because you know that that's not true. There must be something that is done right in some portions of each of these aspects. So don't discount that. Remember to recognize all the good as well as the areas to be improved. So before you go and complete the rest of the segment, I have one quick tip for you, and that is to, at times, think in terms of a third-person point of view. How would you comment on a person like you? For example, something along those lines. Sometimes it can help you become more objective and feel less personal about all these comments that you are going to give to yourself. Alright, that's all from me. Don't let me stop you. Pause the video and just put your mobile phones or your devices aside and dig deeper into yourself and finish this thing up. Alright, I'll see you in a short while's time. Hi, welcome back. Great job for going through all of these different aspects of your life. I hope that this process itself is really insightful. Hopefully you have found out something about yourself through this whole process. And now we are ready for our fourth and our final step, and that is to complete our action. You're making me laugh. Now we are ready to move on to the fourth and the final step, which is to set our goals and plan the follow-up actions for that. So coming back to this, what I'm gonna do, I did not complete all of the rest because more personal stuff. Okay, so the next step to do is very simply just to copy and paste this slide. What I've done is to use Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste it, or you can just right click and copy and right click to paste. And the very next thing that I will do is to, let me just get rid of all of this to make it less distracting. Alright, so since you already have the main copy right at the top, now we are free to edit this. So I will call this the working document. And what we're going to do next is to set the goal and also the action that we are going to follow up with. Okay, so we are going to delete the description segment. And I would like you to use this template, which is as such. I will improve on something by something. The first blank that you will see here will be your goal, and the second blank will be the action that you're going to take to try and achieve that. So take for example, I will improve on my communication with my family by, especially this period of time because we are staying apart, by giving more by making more phone calls home, something like that. Yep. So if you need more space, feel free to drag this thing down. And if you feel that there's more than one thing that you can do, feel free to also just make them into bullets. My suggestion is to keep these actions to about 2 or 3 at most, so that you don't feel overwhelmed about all the things that you have to do. So we are going to speed up the rest of this portion. Oh yes, it is also helpful if you can set like a frequency of how often you would like to carry out this action, and that will help make this whole action more tangible, as in that you know when and how often you should be doing that. So for example, adding things like daily, or 2 times a day, or once every fortnight, for example, something like that. And I am pretty happy with this. So the rest of the things will be just purely aesthetics. For example, if you like to align your things, you want to change the boxes so that they matches the color of this title, superficial stuff like that. But yeah, for example this. Wow, beautiful. And that's all for this video. I'm sure that you will have taken something away from this whole process, and I am really proud of you for completing this whole action plan. Now we have our direction and our actions set. We are ready to tackle the home-based learning period. Yay! One last thing before we go, and that will be to remember to review your action plan every other day, daily if you can, or at least once per week. As the main aim here is to keep track of your progress. And each time you did something right, or you did something that you're proud of, add a 0.1 to your rating score. And each time that you did something that you are not so proud of, perhaps subtract 0.1 from your score. So at the end of this whole period of time, hopefully you can see some remarkable progress made up of little increments along the way. Or you may even burst your scale upon 10, maybe up to, I do not know, 12 or 15 or something like that. Alright, so that's all for this video. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Do share in the comments below if this video has helped you in any way, and that will really make my day. So we'll see you really shortly in the next upcoming video. Take care and bye!